I like this one. I feel like this AMA is better than average. Now, there's a couple gems in here, but hey guys, does everyone eventually hate their job? It seems like every professional I interact with doesn't enjoy what they do for a living.
I think a lot of people do, but I think maybe the trick would be to have a multi. So like, there's different kinds of jobs. Like if you're a carpenter, I feel like that's a job where you get to, depending on what kind of carpenter you are. But let's say you're a contractor, that's a better one. You're always traveling around doing different stuff. So it's never the same thing. It's not as monotonous. It really depends on the job. If you're a guy who hits the same hammer every day, who swings the same hammer all day, every day, of course you're going to hate your job. You know, the guy who makes donuts, he hates his job, they say. And, you know, the gynecologist, eventually he hates his job too. But I feel like me and you, and, you know, this thing that we do is changes up so much. You know, one week, you know, a little part of the percentage of income comes from hot sauce, and then the next week it comes from selling some swords on Minecraft, and then the next week it comes from, you know, this podcast, and we're always doing so many different things. I don't hate this. I really love this. It's always different and changing, and there's so much to do. I don't know.
I feel like, for example, running Woodycraft is one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. But sometimes I'm just okay with it. Like, you know, if it gets me up at night, I actually don't want to do it. That's a thing sometimes. Sometimes this has happened a bunch lately. I'll work at it, and it's like go, 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 go. And then I'm happy that I'm done. I'm ready to break away, and then it has to pull me back. You know, some asshole DDoSed us or something. And it's like, oh, really? I was just about to decompress. But I feel like if you do a job long enough, it's almost like the best you can hope for is to be okay with it, to be fine. You know, it's rarely going to be your favorite thing to do. It's, you know, it's, you know, they say like, oh, you do what you love and every day's a vacation, or you'll never work a day in your life. That's what it is. Yeah, fuck off. No.
Yeah, a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I guarantee you, even Tom Cruise is like, fucking acting.
Yeah,
you know?
I get depressed, like, just thinking about it sometimes, like, when I talk to people who say that they really love their job, but it's not like someone like Kyle or Woody, where it's like, man, I love my job, I get to go out and shoot guns, or like, you know, I run the best Minecraft server in the multiverse or whatever. It's like, oh man, yeah, I've been the regional HR supervisor for like 8 years, and man, I love coming into work every day, like it's a dream. And like talking to people like that, it's almost like, oh my god, like am I gonna be you someday? Am I gonna be someone right now who has the audacity to lie to someone who knows better? Like, you're trying to convince yourself right now. Stop fooling me. Stop saying you're, you know, reading job applications and resumes from a bunch of unqualified communications majors is what you want to do day in and day out. Like, that almost makes me more depressed, is like seeing people who have finally given up on the I want to be doing something of my dreams, and they just convince themselves that what they're doing is their dream job. If that makes any sense. Maybe I articulated that poorly.
No, I think you articulated really well. And I had a video idea. I haven't talked about it yet. I might still do it even though I'm about to. But a lot of times people in this wonderful position, right? Like say Tom Cruise or whatever, will be like, just pursue your dream. Go at it doggedly and then refuse to be denied. And then that's what I did and it worked well. Yeah, well, a lot of times those people have like a certain survivor bias, you know, and I don't, because in my heart anyway, I've lived both jobs, right? I've done the 2 decades in IT, and I've also done the half decade on YouTube. And I fully get that, like, you know, if you just like, oh, I'm going to keep making videos and I won't be denied. Yeah, you might be. You know, there's a very real chance that you can't have what you think you want. And I don't always know how to advise someone who says, you know, I want to be president of America. No.
Well, maybe realize that's not your lot in life and apply down at the subway. Start small.
So, yeah, I don't know. This like survivor bias where whatever, some guy with the dream job, you know, the lead guitarist for Aerosmith, whatever. It's old band. Like, yeah, you know,
Really got your finger on the pulse.
you know, the trumpet for some 1920s swing band.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, you know, not everyone is gonna be that guy. Not everyone is gonna be, you know, in a boy band or whatever, and you can't just not refuse to lose and assume you won't. And the advice you get from people with survivor bias is sometimes bad because they think it's more possible than it is. But yeah, then again, giving up right away is a tricky thing too. Does everyone everyone eventually hate their job? I think very few people find their job as their favorite thing that they wish they were doing. Even if your job is awesome, you know, there'll be days where you wish you could Netflix instead.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
See another one.
Well, I'm going to watch The Revenant this week. I want to be able to voice my opinions on this
Bring
thing.
your caffeine.
What's that?
Bring your caffeine so you stay up.
I don't have.